The following podcast contains mature language and adult discussion.
Kliq this, the Kevin Nash podcast, back for another week. Episode 199 for those of you. Kevin.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Kevin, we've been fucking around for 199 weeks. Outside of your wife, is this your longest relationship?
No, I was with Scott for 30 fucking years.
That's true. That's true.
Kliq's going on 30. Fuck, NWOs will be 30 in July.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of the Hulk Netflix series yet?
No, I'm gonna power through that. Hopefully this weekend I can get some time. I have a book coming out
watched it
tomorrow.
I watched it over the last 2 nights. It made me really fucking sad.
Is it? How is it? Is it fair? Is it?
Yeah, because, like, it's one of those things, man, like, and I've got some quotes in it, but, like, man, the one quote makes me come across like such an asshole, but there was a whole thing that I say that, and then I fucking, it goes into the fact that, like, I would have never have gotten this business had I not seen Hulk Hogan live. Mm-hmm. And what an impact, like his charisma, and like, it was just like, but what I say in that is I make the assumption when I see it as I'm bigger than him, I'm better looking, I'm more athletic. Fuck, I can definitely do this, which is like I'm almost shunning my buddy. But then as they go through it, it's like they talk about the Mount. It's like, and they have, like, you can't get around it because I guess there's. And I understand also that it's got to be so hard to use my quotes because I'm dropping F-bombs and they leave them in the show. Mm-hmm. I think I say fuck, like I think I'm the leader in throwing F-bombs, and I've got like 3 clips.
I would hope.
Like even
your
Jimmy,
title's been successfully defended.
Even Jimmy Hart says like fuck or shit or something. He goes, "Oh, sorry," like because it's like, you know. I said,
well, I'll check it out.
Yeah, but it was.
I always go to the like, what am I going to learn? Am I going to sit through 4 hours or 6 hours?
I think you're going to. You know, like I would watch. For the sake of like a really well done document, I think a documentary only works if, like, I thought they did a really good 30-30 on Scott because it was like high, low, and then kind of a happy ending. He's at the dock. He was sober at the time, and it like that's the, you know, that's the arc you want in any you know, in like a film, and so Peacock has one with Shawn Michaels, and it's really good because like Shawn's highs are so high, and then he gets injured and his lows are so low, and then he comes out of it. And then, even though he has like an incredible run when he comes back, when he has the match with Hunter, and he comes back, he has that memorable retirement match in Orlando. I think it was at 24 with Flair, and I think his last one was with Taker. Or no, I think it was actually Steve was maybe 28 was his last one. I'm not a fucking historian by any means, so I'm just fucking throwing numbers out there.
That's fine.
But he,
Will be corrected.
yeah, oh, I'm sure I will. But then he gets done again, and he's like, he's lost, as we all are, because we're so used to, like, when basically somebody's chasing you with a fucking spear and you're running downhill for 25 years, and all of a sudden, like, you turn around and the guy's not there and the ground's flattened out, you're like, what do I do now? And I think we all get to that point in our lives. Some of us have that fucking gene in us where we say, well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch TV. Like, what's your hobby? I like watching I like watching movies. I like watching TV.
Right.
You know?
I saw a suggestion from, I guess, a consultant about YouTube data saying that your movie coverage was different enough and popular enough to deserve its own show. Did you see that suggestion?
Yeah.
In the thing I sent you? At the movies. We could do a little Siskel thumb up your ass.
I think the thing is with it's like, I was talking to Steve ahead of time, and I was telling him, I came home from this Mania weekend, and for the people that are from the 11 Soft Club that have already heard it, I apologize for the redundancy. But for the people that are hearing it for the first time, it's just like, not since I did the movie Dog has Nash been up. I'm talking third person here. Has Nash been up 5 consecutive days before 8 a.m.? Like, that's just, like, I have a house full of people right now, and like Tamara's been dealing with it, but Tamara went to Disney today to get a fucking break, and she took her mom with her, and they went to Epcot, and they're gonna spend the night at the Swan, and then she'll boogie home after she'll have lunch at downtown Disney, and then she'll come home tomorrow afternoon. So
I love that you're so old school. You won't call it Disney Springs. It's still downtown Disney. Do you?
yeah,
I mean, me, I just can never remember Disney Springs, and I just call it
it's downtown Disney. Yeah, fuck that. So so I'm in charge of the construction crew. So of course she was up early because she left for Disney. So I didn't have to deal with it today until, like, one of the workers Steve, who's the basically the general contractor, came in, and I'm in my recliner asleep because they're, the pressure washing and all this shit, and then, the dog's fucking going crazy.
Oh yeah.
And all he wants is, like, once I get someplace, and he won't come over and lay on me if I don't put a blanket on me. So I have to have this, like, Lily Pulitzer fucking thin ass blanket that I put on me. So he says he'll snuggle in that.
Pink and blue?
Tamara has a pink and blue, and mine's kind of an aqua, kind of an aqua and a blue and kind of a turquoisey. But you know the patterns of the Pulitzer. Yeah. Both our wives wear the design. So, he was asleep finally, and he came in and yelled at me, and I'm just like, and I love it. Like most men run the house. Like if a contractor comes in, the husband walks over and tells the contractor where the problems are. No, most men run the grill. See, I'm Bob Nash. Bob Nash don't do shit.
Right.
When Bob Nash is in the crib, that's on everybody else. I just came home from working 5 days.
Right.
Yeah, like, so, like, if you got fucking, like, call the fucking boss, because the fucking the labor force is fucking taking the day off. So he's leaving today. He goes, 10 a.m. all right tomorrow? And for a general contractor to lose that 2 hours.
I was going to say, that's very late. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, he knows that he's basically asking me if I was a normal human, is it okay if I start at 5?
Right.
Like, I looked
PM.
at it. No, 5 a.m. And fucking, he looked at me today and he goes, and like he's waiting for me just to pop, like, yeah, of course. And I give him this, like I smell shit look, hoping he'll fucking bump it to 10:30. And I said, how about this, man? I said, I'll put my fucking ringer on my phone. Like, I said, you got my cell, right? And he said, yeah, I got your cell. I said, yeah. I said, but it would probably behoove you to mentally have around 2 hours of outside projects before you think you're getting me to put up a hurricane shutter. Because I know my me and my boy, Cooper, like, he's like me. That motherfucker gets up at noon. Tamara gets up and gets ready at 9 o'clock. I walk in there at 11. Cooper's still laying in bed underneath the fucking whatever. What are those fucking $100 blankets called? I've seen them at your house, Lulu's or the biggest. You got them on your fucking couch. I saw a picture at your house.
I have a lot of them.
What are they called? Starts with an L.
Does it?
Yeah, they're fucking big, furry, fucking $100 ass.
I'm usually not in charge of the purchase of them, so I don't really.
So okay, so neither am I. So that's. I guess
we keep our man cards here. We knew the patterns of the Lily Pulitzer a minute ago, and I am wearing a crushed velour sweater. So
yeah. I think we do on the fact. I mean, a lot of your DNA/socialization as a man in a marriage is dictated by the wife. You know, and if you can't come out of the chute spoiling somebody and expect them not to, you know, they've been properly conditioned to be spoiled, and all of a sudden go, oh, by the way, like, you're driving a fucking a Toyota Tacoma, 7 years old, and we're moving to a single wide.
Yeah, I mean, it's
which I can do as long as I have a $500 package of streaming and an 80-inch TV. So,
yeah, but you have added you have an added challenge because of your size. To take a bit of the living down that you were being jocular, of course, but if ever Tamara said, dude, let's simplify, when you're fucking 9 feet tall, there's a reality to the space you need.
But you
in
have
everything.
You have to realize, though, growing up, I'm a 6'11" kid in an 800 square foot house.
I know.
With fucking 8-foot ceilings.
That's what I'm saying. Like
so it's like, it's not that I can't fucking eat shit, and like not that I haven't eaten shit, and like I've been like, I couch surfed. I mean, I've been in some places in my life, man, where it's like, and I always like when people say, dude, it's been so long since you worked on the assembly line. That's like, to me, that's the equivalent of, dude, it's been so long since you've been sodomized. Oh, really? Like, fuck.
Well, people do. That's a thing, though. I've seen like there was. I'm trying to think of I think it was Remember the Seinfeld comedians in cars drinking coffee?
Yeah.
They were like little 15-minute, 20-minute episodes. He'd take a comedian, they go out and have a coffee, drive around in a new car. So I think it was Howard Stern's edition of it, where he takes Jerry Seinfeld to a supermarket, and he said, you're so not a man of the people anymore, Jerry. I bet you couldn't even tell me how much shit costs in a... So I think people, when they say that to you, they think that's, you were on top in, I'll go back, 95, right? So that's 30 years. 94, so it's 32 years. But they don't know how frugally you live.
The fact that this shirt that I have on right now, and I'll push this down so you can see it, this is the original Under Armour that came out when I was asked to actually fucking put 150 grand in for 10% of the company. Like that early on, this was... there was a guy that was in Health South with me down in Birmingham, and he was a part of this group that they had this Under Armour shit, and he gave me some shorts and this is one of the shirts. And so this is during my quad, so I've had this shirt for 28 years.
Right.
So I'm that frugal, and I trained in it today. Like, I got fucking Nike basketball shorts that are Jordans that I bought when he was playing.
Well, the Bronco. We even talked about the Bronco.
The Bronco just got, when I was leaving to go to Vegas, the Bronco just got flatbedded from here, the condo, to get a fucking complete overhaul. Because it hadn't started in probably a month and a half, so I know the gasoline is separated. So the tank's got to be pulled. It's going to be. Transmission fluid's probably varnished. Like all the fluids, everything has to be. So I'm going bumper to bumper on it, and there's like the carpet's gotten a little loose in place. I'm like, go in, like get the upholstery tight. I want fucking the ozone fucking thrown through the ducts and through the air conditioning, so I don't have any mold, and then it needs new tires.
To ask for that. To ask for that stuff, or do they just know? If you say I haven't started this, they know what you do know.
I know, because I've had it for so long, and it has been in a situation where, like when Tamara and I drove the Bronco here from Arizona, I didn't flatbed that bitch. Like I drove the Bronco. I think I drove it. No, we drove it down together, and then we left it down here, and that was the first year that the Expedition came out, which I think was '96, and we were like we bought the Expedition that was in the Ford showroom. So it's like we have an Expedition, and every time I stop someplace, I come out and 3 dudes are looking at it because nobody's ever seen it before.
Wow.
Because it's this big fucking. It was a nice SUV. We had an Eddie Bauer. It was like maroon with it. It was nice, we turn around and it's time to go back, and my stepdad came down. So I said, why don't you just make the track across 10 with me? So I'm at the wheel. Tamara's at the co-pilot. T's behind Mom, and my stepdad's behind me. So we take off, And like 30 hours later, when we're in El Paso, everybody's insane because I won't stop. Please, can we get a room? We're 6 hours out. You know, like, and I did 36 hours across, nonstop. And I'm like, put your seat back and sleep. Everybody, shut the fuck up.
Well, you're road tested. You're road.
Well, on
broken.
top of that, man, my whole fucking life, I got 5 days off. So I'm 36 hours is 1.5 of those days.
That's true. You could savor that extra time.
Yeah, I want some. I still gotta fucking wash my shit and pack and start this all over again for 23 days. So it's like, but you know what? I'm fucking spoiled and I complain and like, you know what? Fucking, you jam it my fucking dick in your mouth. Shut the fuck up.
So you're back from Vegas. It was a long stretch. You were out on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Back on Sunday. Sunday
Well,
night.
I left Sunday night. I arrived into my garage at 11:14 a.m. Monday.
Right.
With no fucking sleep. But those young Hardy boys slept like champs from Vegas to fucking Raleigh. They were,
Why was your stop in Raleigh as opposed
it was
to...
so the red eyes to Atlanta are like 11:30 and 12:30. So it's better to take the 12:30 because either one, when I get to Atlanta, it's just I have a 3-hour layover instead of a 4-hour layover. But a 4-hour layover, when I know I'm not going to sleep a fucking second on the plane because I'm just too jammed. Mm-hmm. Especially now with the fuel prices, they've went away from the Airbus 320s, and we're back to the Boeing 737-900s. So it's like a Japanese condom is compared to a Magnum. So it's like it's tight. I mean, it's not even doable. There was a fucking kind of a buff black flight attendant that was in first class when we were flying from Atlanta to L.A. To Vegas. Excuse me. And he looked down at me and he said, "God damn, Nash," he said, "that fucking 6'10" makes that shit look like fucking, like, you know, coach. I said, "I know." I said, "Man," he goes, "Is there anything?" He goes, "You don't want anything to drink?" I said, "No, man." I said, "I don't drink." He said, "Whew." I said, "No, you don't have to tell me." I said, "It's just..."
You're in...
Yeah, it's like, decide not to drink when you're 64 and a half years old and your low back fucking can't take the flights anymore. You can't, you're not, you know, the stem cell doctors have told you not to take anti-inflammatories. You can't take pain medicine. So it's just like you have nothing to dull anything. No. It's just grind it out.
You're raw. You're going in raw.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're sitting there and you're like, I rarely sweat. It's not hot on this plane because people have like sweaters and hoodies on, and I'm like Shaq at fucking with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I'm sweating Vaseline, you know. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, so it is.
So
what
was
it is.
I want to know what your recovery time by Wednesday. Are you functional?
So Monday they're power washing. So all the hurricane shutters.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me just give the lay of the land to everybody. After that, you came home to construction starting immediately?
Oh, they're working when I pull up. I see two work trucks a Toyota Camry, and in the other driveway, I see a work truck. So
Why did we schedule this way? Why did we do this?
Because we are going to Detroit on May 3rd, and we're doing because my wife has not seen my aunt, who is now in assisted living, and they're very close. So my wife, like, even though everyone has assured her, including me, that my aunt is in a very nice facility, it hasn't passed Tamara's test because she hasn't viewed it, which is fair. And so that's paramount on her comfort level and ability to rest at night, knowing that my aunt is chill where she's at.
Okay.
So we're going to go, we'll fly Sunday, we'll go Monday, Tuesday, my sister and her wife and their grandkids, who there was a picture of, they're great. We're going to go to the Detroit Zoo because Tamara wants to see the red pandas. Now, if it was the 7th game of the Pistons playing, then yeah. But red
pandas, though, a little less excited.
But I told Tamara this, because she was so excited, and I said, honey, I'm going to bitch, and I'm going to roll my eyes. But I said, but deep down in my soul that when we get there and I sit back and I see how excited and how happy it makes you, then I vicariously see life through fucking your godly eyes. That isn't, you're not this tarnished, fucked up soul that I am. So it's just like, it's this pureness of just almost Peter Pan, I can't wait to see the pandas. And then on top of that, there's like 3 lion cubs that just got and I'm thinking.
But you're seeing that unbridled, authentic joy.
Yes.
Joy.
And that's what I live for.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a miserable fuck, man, like there's nothing better than to see somebody else enjoy life.
Right.
So that, I vicariously, like I said, but I'm thinking, how early am I going to have to get up to get across the street into that fucking 24-hour Gold's Gym to get a body part in? Like, that's my day, and everybody knows it. So when they set up the plans to go to the zoo, like, do you think maybe is noon pushing it? I'm like, no, this is vacation. But I'll fucking train Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, we're going to Holland, Michigan, to the Tulip Festival. Okay?
All right. I know you like Tamara to be happy, but I need to ask you about the Tulip Festival, Kevin. You're going to the Tulip Festival, right?
Yes.
She's not grabbing another relative and going to the
I'll
Tulip
be driving my mother-in-law, my sister. Probably I'll have to take 2 vehicles, but my mother-in-law, my wife, and I'll be in the fucking Chrysler Pacifica rental. And I'll drive, I guess it's probably 3 hours from Detroit to Holland. And we'll stay at the Marriott. I think there's a Fairfield there or something. And we'll see the tulips, and there's a big windmill. And it's kind of a cool thing. I did it when I was a kid. My brother and sister got wooden shoes with their names fucking burned into them with a wood. And I got a windmill because I'm the middle kid. And of course, I'm not conforming to get wooden shoes.
You're not getting wooden shoes.
No, I'm not. It's fucking
probably not on this trip either.
Well, no, and it was an ongoing thing with Scott and I. As we see somebody with some, and Scott would always say, like, it had two phrases. One was, if your shit was tight, it was Frenchie, because of Frenchie Fuqua, he was the running back for the Steelers that had the goldfish in his shoes. So if your shit was tight, you were Frenchy or you were just French. But if your shit was fucked up, it was Dutch. And
For
Scott
who?
would just Dutch, because he'd always say, "Does that fucking outfit come with a fucking pair of wooden shoes?" So that was always the ongoing, like, one of Scott's references. So that's where, like, I will pop when I see the place that makes the wooden shoes, because I'll think of Scott, and that'll make that day a fucking home run. Just that alone, because it'll be like, I'll say to myself, like, Scott, I know you're here. Like, fucking, can you believe fucking people are buying wooden shoes? So we didn't have that. That day we'll come back on Thursday. I can catch a workout there. We'll go out to dinner as like the six of us, the fam. And my brother and my sister right now are arguing. I'm trying to, like, I'm thinking, like, on Monday, if I'm trying to, like, right now do the fucking Mideastern peace talks. So if I can't get some kind of a, it's just I'm not there. So, like, any situation, like, the thing with my aunt was a lot, because she wasn't like, she was well off. She had lived a good life. She's 86, and all of a sudden it's just like, we're selling your Lincoln. We're selling your condo. It's.
Yeah, and you detailed a little bit of that.
Yeah, so
your sister was the one out there.
my sister was the one, that was the closest, so she was beyond on point. My sister and my sister-in-law. So it's like, they're both fucking, like, and after 2 days, I just looked at my sister and Gina, and I said, "Fuck." I said, "I don't know how you guys did this." So, and my brother has, number one, like, he's very much like me. It's like, there's only one way to do it, and it's my way. I think that's just a Nash trait. And you'll get, like, one opinion, you'll get one chance to do it that way, and then if you don't, then he just extracts himself in the equation.
Has that been your role typically in the family, where you kind of mediate between your siblings, or do they generally get along and you never had to?
No, it's always, we all have the last name Nash, so it's just like, none of us, with a gaping chest wound, you couldn't get any of the three of us to cough up the steering wheel, because you have to be in charge. So when you get the three of us in a situation of who's going to drive, that jump ball alone is fucking,
Yeah.
And I've always, like, I've driven so much with I remember when Mark went on the road with me. Like, Mark can drive like a motherfucker, because he was a salesman, like, over 3 or 4 states, and he did all of it by car. So he's like, like Harley race territory savvy on putting fucking 300 miles down a night and making fucking, out for 10 days. And so, he's definitely, like, I remember he was driving, and we had a Cadillac, and Macho was in the back seat. And my brother was driving like 90 through Michigan. And we were both like, it wasn't like bare knuckling. It was cool, And then my sister, I remember, she picked me up at a Comic-Con. 36 inches of snow had dropped that night. She picked me up we were going to go to Ruth Chris to have a meal. And she's in the big, whatever, it's not the G-Wagon, but it's the big G-Class Mercedes SUV. And she's driving. She had one of those, and she's like driving 70 miles an hour down fucking surface roads. One hand.
Did she do the test? Did she do the skid test?
She'd already. I'm sure she did some point during the week.
So
then that's Wednesday. Thursday's return. Friday, I'll be taking off, going through the Detroit Tunnel on my way to Ontario, where I'll be heading to Niagara Falls.
4.
So my wife and my mother-in-law, who've never seen the falls, can see the falls.
Is there a chrysanthem festival?
No, but we got fucking a 2-bedroom suite in the fucking Hilton that overlooks the fucking horseshoe. So, and reservations on top of the fucking gimmick where you can see the horseshoe, and that's for at night, so it'll be lit. So, and I told them I'll take them both to do like one thing. I said, we'll do the boat thing where you go underneath the Lady of the Mist or whatever. I said, we'll do that. And then we're going to, from there, get up Saturday, pop to Pittsburgh, and see Tammy and Max. Max, who did the show after T-Pass.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, so like my Pennsylvania family. We're going to see them. Sunday's Mother's Day. I think we're all going to go to the fucking art museum and then have a meal. And then Monday we fly out. We're staying at the Hyatt at the airport. 1:30 we fly out of Pittsburgh, land in Daytona Beach at 5:30. And that's that.
Okay, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's
a lot.
I don't fucking do shit like that and pay for it. I mean, just 3 first-class airfares, each one way. One to Detroit and then one Pittsburgh home. 3 first-class airfares. That's like fucking $12,000.
Yeah.
Car, $1,700. Hotel rooms. Yeah. You got to get 2 hotel rooms. Because I snore, so I got a king size. You got an adjoining 2 queens. That's fucking minimum $5 a night.
Yeah.
Food. Well,
that aside, it's a lot to hit. It's a full itinerary. Let's say that.
Yeah.
A full itinerary is...
It definitely tops the one I'm just bitching about. I mean, walking downstairs, fucking 7,000 steps every morning for 4 mornings. One, and people still don't understand that, I got up at 8 o'clock. I had a protein drink with some carbohydrates. I grabbed a muscle milk before I got to my table. I drank that 2 hours later. I looked down. They pushed up my ride from 3:45 to 3 o'clock. I specifically talked to someone in talent relations saying that by cutting this 45 minutes, you're not allowing me time to eat, so you will have food for me because I have to eat every 3 to 4 hours. And it assured me. Because if he would have said, if he would have balked at all, I would have just said, no, keep my time where it's at, because I'm quite sure that I have a minute that I have to read on a teleprompter. If I was in fucking 96 mode and Scott and I came out of a strip joint at 5:55, I'm cool to just walk in and go right to the fucking give me my cue to walk to the fucking podium, and just because, believe it or not, man, I can fucking read. it's you know.
They just want to know that you can read. They want to hear you
They
read.
want to fucking treat you like they're prize cattle, and they want to fucking. It's like they want to fucking tell you what to do. They want you on their time. They want you to be a good little boy, a good little soldier. I don't play well with others. You can ask me to do anything. Just don't tell me to do something.
Right.
Because then you get, you know what, fuck you.
Well, Kev, I'm going to tell you, when faced with a schedule like that, especially the early hours that you were describing in Vegas specifically, you may not want to start your day being battered with caffeine, right? With straight caffeine. You mentioned an energy protein drink. That's why
I don't have an energy. I don't drink energy drinks.
What did you say? Oh, you said a protein drink. You said.
Yeah, with carbohydrate
drink.
I don't.
So if you're conscious of what you're putting in your body, especially if you're going to be challenged like that, and you don't want the crash that a lot of caffeine will give you, our friends at Mudwater, okay, have a new low caf coffee. This is the one that I drink here. This is the coffee flavor, made with organic Arabica coffee beans, L-theanine, and functional mushrooms like lion's mane. And it all tastes like actual coffee, not like someone described coffee to some machine to get it put out. No, enough to feel awake and dialed in without the jitters, crash, or emotional roller coaster. If you have a day with no food at catering and you talk a minute into the teleprompter, and that's what we're up for at 7 in the morning. So if you want something even gentler than the coffee that I'm describing, the original blend is still there for you, okay? The coffee alternative, which is made with cacao, chai, turmeric, and functional mushrooms. Warm, grounding, perfect for days where you want energy without the buzz. Okay, every single ingredient in this, 100% USDA certified organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, and kosher. So I'm going to have some of this right here for the show, Kev. I feel that I need to kick myself into high gear. So I came prepared. I, of course, have the Kliq this mug that everyone should go look at the KliqThisStore.com. I have some hot water that I prepared before the show.
And in case you're just listening to this and not watching, I'm jerking off right now.
Right, and here's the sound. There you go. There's a little bit of Kev's deposit. Finishing the.
Where's your little whisker at? There we go.
You thought I was going to be unprepared here, Kevin? And here it is. We're going to measure it out. Well, there we go. Put it
that's actually kind of like that's the highlight of making the product is the
going in, right?
Yeah,
going in with the they have this
for somebody that drinks old fashions. I can
frother.
You absolutely this absolutely is so up your alley.
Absolutely. There we go. Okay.
Why would you put the spoon in there when you got the frother going?
Because that's how I transported it to the set here, and I just
that was it. That was
didn't do that. Here we go. And,
OC, yeah, you're cleaning up a mess right now, aren't
and
you?
Here it is. Here it is.
OCD man's like, why would you do that?
I get a little bit of that too, but listen, what are we gonna do here? We're handcuffed to the parameters of the set. I'm even going to drink it with the spoon in my mouth. Guys, it was that simple. I just made my coffee. How about that? What was it, about 30 seconds? I had my almond beverage in here already. No difference in aroma. I could do that all day long. I could do that all day long without the crash.
You warmed the water up beforehand, right?
I did. I put it in this thermos.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the. Okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I'm thinking like, fuck, man, that.
No, that would have been too cold.
I can't even drink lukewarm anything. Tea, coffee. This is it. Yeah.
Guys, if you're ready to do what I just did and make the switch to cleaner energy, head to Mudwater. That's MUDWTR.com. Grab your starter kit today, and because we love ya, we're giving you the exclusive deal of up to 43% off. Not 42, up to 43% off your entire order, plus free shipping and the free rechargeable frother, or as Kev called it, what'd you call it? My it's Sodom and Gomorrah tool here for
no,
the
I said, but I
bedroom?
said it's a gimmick. See, I do.
All about
so,
the gimmick.
so people know, I do caffeine before I go to the gym, and I do a non-stem pre-workout. So I take in caffeine, no more than 12 ounces of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
But as the day goes on, and I get that like 6 o'clock, where it's like I don't want to sleep because it's going to throw my pattern off. This is for me, this is a great beverage to give me that clean energy spike without the jitters, doesn't take away from my appetite. And, there's all these studies now where when you eat food, the worst thing you can do is drink a cold beverage with it. So a lot of times, this is nice as something just to, you got to chew your food and everything else, but this is a nice beverage to also to use as something that you eat that doesn't affect your digestive system.
Fantastic. Make the switch, guys. Go to mudwtr.com, and the code is Kliq to get your frother, get your marital aid right there. Nice big black frother, and up to 43% off with that code Kliq, KLIQ. Thank you, Mudwater.
Curious why they didn't make the container white. Weird.
They have one in white. It's about 3/4 of the size, though. It's a little smaller.
Thinner.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Mudwater. I'm going to just continue to enjoy this. And everybody else who wants to be here, like our 11 Soft Club is, you're going to go to KliqThisTV.com and join the 11 Soft Club and get all the benefits in addition to being here for the pre-show and be able to ask Kev some questions at the end. You get the show early. You get it without commercials and whatnot. So,
I think we've went too long without talking about wrestling.
Someone asked you to come to Grand Rapids. Who was that? D. Hamadushis.
If you got $20K for 3 hours, I'll be there. But I mean,
what's wrong with Grand Rapids? You went. What's wrong with Grand Rapids?
No, nothing. It's great. It's a great city. Oh. It's all the way on the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
Of Michigan. It's. No.
I'm sure he'll be there. You'll be there for a signing at some point, for God's sake.
Shit, I've worked there 50 times. The Van Adder Arena. Great city, great. I mean, I think they just had some flooding there. I know that river runs right through the middle. But that's kind of a... Grand Rapids was one of the first cities in Michigan that kind of got that hipster feel to it. I got like some lofts downtown. There's an old school hotel that they redid that's really nice in Grand Rapids.
Gentrified type situation?
Pretty much, it's a very educated, cultural kind of a chill place.
Very good. Well, you're in a blue state, right? So it's
yeah, but I mean,
you might get cultural.
Grand Rapids is a place where I could live.
Right.
But I could also live in a loft on the river in Detroit in a heartbeat. So,
all right. As long as there's a 70-inch and $500 worth of streaming channels,
and until the license plate becomes reality, which is Winter Wonderland.
Ah, yes, Winter Wonderland. That's when you go back down to the Florida crib.
Yeah, I told Tamara, like, we were talking, like, and I, me, like, frugal McFrugalster, like, I'm looking at this housework going on, and living on the beach, man, like, your duck work is, if you go 2 years, it looks like they're that submarine view of the Titanic. That's like, fuck. the guy showing me with the snake thing. Like, here's your duct work. I'm thinking, oh great, we're breathing
It's
that.
actually this. You got this much
Yeah,
clearance now for the air to
exactly.
go through.
Well, I mean, you start to see the vents alone because the ceiling's white and the vents are white. I mean, you get to see where there's like a little bit of like darkness there, and you're like,
Yeah.
ugh, like okay, and you just, I mean, it's being an adult means you have to do adult shit.
I'm tired of it. I'm
It's
tired of being an adult.
well, I
You just reminded me. I got to go look at my ducts. I got to look at the. I got to go around the register because that's where you see it first.
Yeah.
Around the register. If you're getting any blackening.
And the easiest way to do it is to fucking. I use hydrogen peroxide or Listerine, put it on a Q-tip, and go inside the duct strips.
You swab.
And I just go along it and look at it. And because I want, if you use, like a lot of that fucking shit that comes out of the ducts is very adhesive to that fucking aluminum. And you know, so you don't get it.
So you do need an agent on the Q-tip
I just do.
to get it to
I think
come
it's
off.
the OCD. I just think that, you know, if I'm going to do something which requires me to stand and reach, I might as well make it like a little CSI fucking
CSI episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a tech. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Common me, I think I'd stick my finger in and go like this and go, all right, we got to call a guy.
Then your finger's dirty, and you add one more fucking thing to the situation.
That's right.
I
It's
could
still
go-
bothering you that frother ran down the glass a little because I had
No,
the spoon
it was
in it, isn't
it was the spoon.
right.
Because there's no reason to have a spoon. Because you have a frother. You would use a spoon if you didn't have a frother. That's how you would mix it.
All right, you want the lot? You want it? I'm going to give it to you.
Please.
I brought this spoon down so that I could measure out a quarter of a tablespoon. What, is it
Okay.
quarter of, no. One full tablespoon.
Tablespoon. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but when I brought it down, where was it? You saw it. Where was it? It was in the glass. What was in the glass? My almond milk. So it would have been wet. If I took it out with the almond milk on it and used it in here, that would have adhered to that would have been worse for your OCD. A wet spoon going into the powder.
But almond milk is
troubling.
Almond milk is garbage.
How's that?
It's,
I don't want dairy milk.
No, you don't drink dairy. Period. Don't
What do you
eat.
put in your cereal? You got to put something in your cereal. You got to put something
I
in
don't
your
eat
coffee.
cereal.
Right. Well, in
I
your
don't-
coffee.
No, I drink it
Your
black.
coffee-like beverage.
No, I drink it black.
You drink it black. Yeah. I didn't know if I wanted a little something. Anyway, that's why the fucking spoon was in there. All right, Your Honor.
I'm
The
just
defense rests.
That's fine. I would have done things differently.
Clearly, you're putting Listerine on the Q-tip to check your fucking register has any soot on it. Listen, you talked about wrestling. I had something I wanted to show you. I came across a graph of.
I got to realize only our viewers are going to see this. Not
Well,
the
I'll
people
describe it
Okay.
to everybody, and it's a reason for the listeners to get this on video and check it out. This is WWE gross revenue from 1984, well before they were a public company,
I can't. It's too small.
to present day. And Steve, if you can scroll down, there's a better graph. This uses a floating bar, but if you go to the regular bar graph, right there. Okay, so we're starting with 84. Now, I'm not going to read every year, obviously. This is fucking 30 years or whatever, 40 years. But they do a conversion on the right side to today's money. So starting in 84 at 29.6 million, which in today's money it would be 93.1 million, which is nothing
Let me see 95.
which is nothing to sneeze at, but it's still under $100 million today for
I was
business now.
champion. I was champion. Like 95 is my year, but it's definitely not the fucking lowest.
So what happens in 90? So there's growth all through the 80s, of course, and then you get to the 90s. And we talk, these are the problem years that the company has, right? So in 93, where they're at in 93 money. I'm not doing the conversion here. In 93 money, they're at 123 million annual. Then 94, 89. Then 95, 87. 96, 85. 97, 91. So those mid 90s years. That's the ham sandwiches, right? I'm
gone. I'm gone in 96.
96, you're gone. Right? Okay, so the ham sandwiches were
96 is the effect of the NWO.
Right, which batters them through 97 too.
Well, it's 84 weeks or 82 weeks.
Comes up in if you go to 98. They get their footing, a big jump, a $40 million jump
That's
to 126. Yeah, now Attitude Era is coming. 126 in 98, 250 million in 99.
That's stone cold, or as Danhausen would say, cold stone. What?
Creamery.
What? Obviously, you didn't see the skit.
Of course I did. You said Cold Stone, and I thought...
Yeah, even I was Cold Stone.
I still love Danhausen. I'm not tired of Danhausen.
I am Cold Stone. I love it. It's the best thing in wrestling.
I said it's going to run its course, but I am loving it still.
Why? It's the only thing. It's one of the fucking few things that's absolutely 100% amuses me.
It does, but I'm saying it can become a one-trick pony. We'll see where it goes.
Well,
I hope it doesn't. So now we're in the 2000s, and we're in 377 million in 2000. 2001's 438. Let's go all the way. Now that graph is consistently growing.
Yeah.
There's some years where they kind of linger around the same number. Like in 2009, you get 475. 2010,
when do they go to a bill? Do they go to a bill?
Your bill happens in 2021, 1.1 billion. And then from there, it's still growth. 2022 is 1.29, 2023 is 1.33, 2024 is 1.4, 2025 1.7. So
if you're a hedge fund.
Well, I was going to say, given economic conditions, right? Conditions in the world, inflation. Everyone lived through 2008, and those years weren't fun. The company has still managed to almost consistently grow revenue, and in the years where the numbers fall off a little, they come back strong to get back on pace. If you zoom out and just look at the graph, how many companies do you know have been almost recession-proof, inflation-proof? It's an entertainment
I'll guarantee you,
company.
if you picked some place like the Spirit Rhino, like a really big high-end strip joint, they're almost recession-proof. Of course, they're not going to do those kind of numbers, but the graph would be very probably comparable to just percentage of growth year after year.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. Did you ever consider wrestling to be an economy-proof business?
It's adult entertainment.
But the movies don't. But the movies don't even do what you were looking at there. I wonder if sports is. If I looked at NFL revenue, I wonder if it would parallel.
Oh, I'm sure, because the TV deals are astronomical. They continue the collective the bargaining for the players. Like everything, it just continually grows. So yeah, but at the cost of, like, I felt, and I'm so detached from the product and everything else, that to me, the whole weekend, and maybe because I was running on fumes, but it felt kind of soulless.
You said that to me today, and that was interesting. Because what would it feel like? Like a corporate event, like a corporate convention?
It just. I mean, I understand. I'm not stupid and I'm not naive, and I understand that the bottom line is, man, that is a business, and it's once it left Vince's hands, like no matter if you love Vince or don't love Vince, from a standpoint of from the boys' standpoint, if you had a relationship with Vince and you were a guy that pushed those numbers, a Michaels, a Triple H, a Steve, a Taker, you know, if you're a guy that pushed those numbers, you had a relationship that was gold, and now I don't think that they look at Steve and Taker as the same way as like I'm talking about TKO, or as we now refer to it, the Adjustment Bureau, whatever they want to call themselves. They just don't show the appreciation for, you know. It's almost kind of like having a president that has no experience in like warfare, that just kind of, you know, just doesn't kind of get it.
Yeah.
So.
Understood.
But since I'm not. Just want to make sure that because you state something like that, and of course, I got a guy the other day, and he wrote me this long, like DM, but it was like in my Instagram, where it's not somebody I follow, so I would have never have seen it had it not. Occasionally, I just go like into my Instagram, especially when I'm sitting in a hotel. Like if there's anything worse than casino, like Vegas casino fucking television. You know, I mean, because the last thing they want you in your room is fucking watching TV.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You know, so.
They still do the no clocks gimmick?
I don't know. I wear my watch on the road, and I always have my fucking phone with me, so.
JCW Lunacy. New episodes every Thursday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube. For over 25 years, JCW has delivered the very best in pro wrestling entertainment, bringing fans deep storytelling drama, gut-busting comedy, and unbelievable in-ring action. From wild characters to unforgettable rivalries, don't miss a single moment. Tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. on YouTube. JCW Lunacy.
Oh, I was just going to say that this guy was telling me that I needed to find Christ, and that he didn't agree with my political views, though he enjoyed me as a performer. And I read this and I'm like, whoa. You're telling me to find Christ, which means you must be a Christian, and you're cool with the President of the United States doing a kind of a demigod, deist, like savior type.
But you're talking about the meme that he did with
but you're cool with that, and you're cool with him basically checking the first American Pope. And then you got Vance doubling down at Turning Point, saying needs to watch his theology. Vance, you just need to make sure fucking Trump don't stop and you don't end up in the fucking diaper. Like, fuck off. And as far as the president right now, the mistake we made was fucking taking the Israeli lead. Because imagine this. You're the president of the United States. And you can only act on your intelligence, right? Who's in charge of intelligence?
But I want to...
No, tell me. Who's in charge
The
of
CIA.
this?
The CIA.
Who is the fucking head of? Who's the person?
Well, we've got.
We got one.
Cash. Well,
No.
listen.
No.
Yeah,
No,
but
we
they're
don't.
all in the room.
No.
They're all in the room.
No, we don't. We have one fucking person that is the fucking head of that cabinet, and others fall underneath it.
Yeah, but the decisions for these operations are made in a room with.
But who's
they didn't let us in the war room this time.
I'm asking, who's in top?
Well, they're
of
on
the
this.
central,
They're on this.
But who's no? But that's the CIA. Who's in top of all of the fucking intelligence?
Well, the president.
No, she was in fucking Georgia looking at fucking the ballots.
But it's all given to the president.
Jesus Christ. You got fucking the Bride of Frankenstein.
I know.
Why can't you say her name?
Well, no, I was just painting the the picture.
Because nobody knows her name, because you can't remember her name because she's not fucking a factor.
But do we really believe that these are her calls? That these are any one individual's calls? And as far as Isreal,
that's it. We're going on Israel's call because we don't.
But
we
early
don't
on,
have
don't
one.
you? This is what I wanted to say, though. Don't you think early on? I'm going back to the 1500.
The Obama administration?
No. The 1500. 1500. What happened? They crossed the border, and the incident back in September. I guess What were we now? 2.5 years ago.
Oh, where there was an 18-hour fucking gap in surveillance and fucking on the Israeli border?
But we followed Isreal. We followed the lead, I think, under the pretense that was the right intelligence. It was a response. It was a response to what happened. Now, of course, as things went on, and we've covered this on the air, I don't want to go through it all, but we've talked about when things began to get pretty extreme.
So this, and then you're adding the genocide in Gaza.
Well, and the word genocide could be talked about a little bit too. If Israel had genocide on their mind as their primary goal.
I didn't realize you were fucking going purple on me.
No. Genocide's a strong word. If Israel, with one of the strongest militaries in the world, wanted genocide,
show me a structure in Gaza that's standing.
Wanted genocide, it would have happened a very long time ago. And there are actually, there's a Muslim population in Israel. Which
there's a Catholic
has been
also
allowed to live. Yeah, of course. But I'm saying if genocide was the primary goal of Israel, we would have seen things happen a long time ago.
You know what? You don't spend enough time like deep diving and seeing the actual cultural view on, because Israel is absolutely 100% the most hated. Like everybody wants to exterminate them. Period.
You're talking
in the Middle East? Yes.
Okay. Right.
I mean, if Iran could get a nuke, they'd lob it and fucking and hope that China would back up before fucking. I mean, it's like that's. I understand that. I understand that's Israel's fucking situation there, where if their intelligence say they're fucking 12 days from a nuke, they're fucking within distance. They've already shown that they've got the capability, and they've got those fucking hypersonics that fucking Iron Dome doesn't stop. So it's one of those. It's the most fucked up situation that we can have on our planet. And I believe there's a reason why the book of Revelation starts pretty much with this scenario that we're in right now. And I just don't see like with our political view and stance right now like, it's really hard to come back from, number one, the fact that our president is using social media as diplomacy. When you tell another country that we're going to basically end their civilization, and the Persians have been around for 3,000 years. So when you do something like that, how do you walk that back and sit down at a table and start a discussion?
Very difficult when you've
absolutely
said you're going to annihilate an entire generation of
right.
of
So now we're at a situation where Trump had no problem whatsoever with the agreement that Obama had put together during his first 4 years. I don't know why he had to tear it up unless to me, this is something that's so out of my realm of thought and so out of my pay grade that I don't know what the play is. Because I know that China just dumped fucking $300 billion of treasury bonds. I know that, like, backdoor, like, this thing was all based on the petrodollar, and Iran was selling straight to China, and they were accepting Chinese currency. So now all of a sudden, we no longer are like, we have a chance, I think since 75, whenever we became the basic world banking currency, we have a chance of losing that. And while all this shit's going on, China just sits back. So all of our viewpoints right now are, we have a blockade in the Straits, and that blockade is affecting 20% of the petroleum distribution in the world. I think I was watching today, there was somebody on CNBC that, like, the percentage of that is gasoline is like maybe 5%. Like, it's so minute because of other, but in the meantime, China, who has a larger navy than us, has pretty much clamped down in the China Sea, and they're regulating all trade that comes through the China Sea. 35 to 40% of all worldwide trade goes through the China Sea. So which one is a bigger play? Yet nobody's covering the fact that China's doing that. Doesn't even make our news.
The big China news I saw was the weapon support that they were giving.
Yeah, but it's one of the things I saw was they'd given Iran these nukes that, you know, had like 10 warheads in them, and like no country's going to arm another country with nuclear capability that puts them at risk.
I was just going to say, yeah, exactly.
It's stupid. So if you buy that, it's like, come on, man. Like, what China does and has been doing for the last 30 years, I think the last time China's been in an armed conflict is 79, maybe. And they just, like Afghanistan, we move out, China moves in, and what do? They rebuild infrastructure, rebuild the country for mineral rights, so they just own. They went into Laos. They built a giant port, built infrastructure, and then Laos the country couldn't pay back the loan. So in the agreement, China takes the rights to the port. Now China has that port in Laos. They continually do this all around the world. So China, while we act like it's fucking the Roman days, and we still are this conquering country, they go in with diplomacy, rebuild countries, build their infrastructure, and and they're building trust, friendship, alliances. What are we doing?
We're fracturing ours.
Yeah, how many people right now? Like, I sat for 16 hours and was blessed to spend my days talking to my fans. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, anybody that stopped by my table and spent time with me, thank you so much, because each one of you solidified in my mind that the time that I spent away from my family and the time that I gave my body and my post-traumatic stress syndrome and everything else was at least appreciated, and for a lot of people, it made a difference in their lives. So it's just like, it's nice for that. It was so nice to spend that time. So I don't want to bitch and act like I got no rewards this past weekend at WrestleMania, because I did. Because my fan base they're loyal. They've always been loyal. They're always there. They're always there to fucking prop you up. And it's like, it's almost like you're a race car driver and they picked you. So even though I don't race anymore, I'm still number 3. I'm still Earnhardt. And their kids are Earnhardt fans. But Dad, he don't race no more. Play him on the video game. Shut up. And so they come in front of me, and a 7-year-old kid's give me the Kliq sign. He's got an NWO shirt on, and it's being passed down. And it's just like, it's fucking cool, man. It's just like, this is why we do this. And you have to tell yourself, like, those 4 hours, that's why I'm hoarse. And that's why I was so hoarse at the Hall of Fame. Like, what happened to your voice? I interact. I get excited. I tell stories. Like, you spend 8 hours engaged with human beings when you fucking sometimes speak 20 words in a day. I mean, that's fucking huge. The only time I really speak is on this show. And like, so many people say, well, while I sit and wait for Nash to put a thought together, guess what, motherfucker? Don't play golf for fucking a year and go out and tell me you're fucking a 3 handicap. Like, it ain't gonna happen. Like, if you don't interact with people, but when you, like, now coming off this interaction, absolutely, is my brain fried? Am I overstimulated? Yes.
I'm giving you a bucket of balls to hit here.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, it's like, there's so much fucking shit going on, and it's just like, everybody wants Trump to all of a sudden just like, and it's like, we can't do anything because through Pakistani intelligence, the last time we sat down with them, when they sent Vance over, 93% of the time, the Pakistanis were in the middle of the Iranians trying to fucking get them on the same page.
Right.
The regime is so fractured that they can't. So we can't.
Is Tulsi Gabbard over there, or she's just in Georgia?
I think she's in Georgia, still looking at the fucking. Yeah, okay. She's, because we're going to find out sooner or not whether that vote was stolen, but and we just won't listen to the fucking tape of the president asking for 11,000 plus votes. Just find them for me, because it was stolen. So, but it is, you look at it is shady, like Biden getting 71 million votes. Hey, there's a lot of shady shit. Everything, Trump had maybe 1.8, maybe 2.3. I don't know what his numbers were, but like the Trump family right now is worth like $6 billion. And like Jared's over there, and he's doing diplomacy work, but at the same time, his letterhead says, "I'm a businessman," so he's doing business the whole time. So I mean, it's like, and that's just, what are we going to do? From a democratic standpoint, We don't have the House. We don't have the Senate.
Not yet.
Well, I mean, and
I don't think the world is. I don't think the country, excuse me, is happy with the world right now. And in their private
and
look, people
and the world's definitely not happy with us.
With us, but I'm just saying from an election standpoint in the U.S. I mean,
no, he's 4 points from being in the 20s.
The MAGA hats are going to say what they want, but in the privacy of going into a booth and pulling a lever when no one's looking,
If that happens, but yes.
If the elections are not delayed, you mean?
Or rigged or...
Right. Well, when people go in there, they're voting not just for their local representatives in the midterms, but they're voting on things that we're talking about. Isreal. Now, I did say I think we went into supporting Isreal at the time. Listen, if we lost 1,500 Americans because someone came across the border and mutilated and raped and savagely destroyed human lives, I think the U.S. response would be swift and forceful.
I don't think it would take 8 hours for us to get Blackhawks to that situation when it was a 45-minute ride.
But implication being what?
I just think that there was a lack of response to the situation.
There was, and the fact that it even happened with Israeli intelligence is like top of the line.
The fact that they got through I mean, it's hard for me to believe that somebody on a fucking paraglider, it just
but
it's
it
hard.
happened.
I know it did. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen. It doesn't settle well on my IQ.
And I think there was a certain point where some stock needed to be taken of the path that Netanyahu was on. Like the neighbor you can't stand.
Netanyahu was on the path to being criminally charged before that situation.
The neighbor who is pissing you off and something, and they cross the property line, and you take that as the opportunity to drive a bulldozer through their entire house.
Yeah,
so you could make an argument for that, but I think Israel's response, I don't think anyone was wrong in supporting a response to what happened. Now, what extended beyond that, you can talk about.
Absolutely. No, I don't think anybody, like when somebody's coming in is trying to come through your door, I mean, absolutely. I mean, if I've got an AR in my hand, I'm not going to fire 2 rounds. I'm going to dump a clip.
Right.
I think that, but I just think that, I don't know what the numbers are, but the amount of children that were killed and the amount of children that lost limbs in those attacks, I mean, it's devastating. The amount of hunger, I mean, it just didn't it didn't paint a very good picture. I mean, there's always going to be casualties of war, but it was like we made the mistake and we hit the
school.
The school. I mean, we made that mistake in Iran, but Obama did the same thing when he was president. There was civilian casualties, and that's what happens when you use machines instead of fucking men. I mean, the last thing you want to do is put boots on the ground, but a target that's set up on heat or on image is just that. It's what we have to look forward to when we get taken out of the equation and AI is running both ends of the system.
Mm-hmm. What I was saying was with the midterm elections, I think people have had enough of.
Yeah, but to me, that's like.
They sell
like
the Iran situation with just like the WMDs back in Iraq. It's very similar script that we were fed,
But to me, the midterms are like we've thrown 2 rods, a piston's gone, drivetrain's fucking fucked up, and we're hoping that at the midterms we get an oil change. Like the amount of damage.
too far.
Yeah,
far, right?
it's going to take. And the thing is instead of, and the Democrats are just as fucking guilty as if not more so in some cases. It's just like the gerrymandering that went on in Virginia. I mean, it's like a tit for tat, and everybody's like, ha ha, got you, ha ha, got you. And like, it just continually puts this divide between our country. Like, even though I don't agree with where we're at in this war, when it absolutely 100% comes down to it, I back my president because I have to. I have to back my president because he's in charge of the military. And so it's like, I hope every day, and I know that there's generals around him, but there's generals that are being let go. But then I found out today when we've got this blockade going on, and you see all of a sudden that one of the admirals, one of the leading admirals in charge of the Navy and in charge of that situation gets let go. But then when you deep dive into it, he's really not that substantial in the fucking play. So then, but that's the headline, like, naval fucking guy gets fired, naval general gets fired, and you look at it and you say, oh my God, how can they do that while we're in the middle of this fucking, this battle.
Conflict. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, no. So I just been around a long fucking time, man. I've just never seen things this fucked up. Like Vietnam, man. Like Vietnam wasn't in our backyard. It just didn't feel that close. I wasn't scared. Mm-hmm. Man, I'm worried about every human being on this planet. Like I'm worried about civil. Like this could be as AI can, like, everything is pushing so fast, and there's no stop gaps. So once AI, it's already smarter than we are. Once it can reproduce itself and start, like, I watched Terminator, especially Terminator 2, and I thought, like, oh, this is so far-fetched. Wow. Like, when did that movie come out, Steve?
T2, I'll call it 93, 94 maybe.
I mean, like, Teledyne, I mean, fuck, man.
'91. Okay.
91.
I was off by a few years. Kev, did you watch Raw? I know it's a very tricky segue from the seriousness of what we were just talking about. So,
yeah.
Pardon me for those that were jarred coming out of real damage versus staged, predetermined.
And the thing is, like, once you
carnage.
open that can of worms, it's like it's an ongoing. We could have this discussion for the next 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's really no right or wrong. It's just opinions. Because nobody knows where the fuck this thing's going. So it's really hard for me to fucking watch sports entertainment during this time. When I'm in my mind thinking, am I going to lose 50% of my wealth in the next 6 to 8 months? Is the power grid like? Do I need to start like making sure that I have food for my wife and myself and my mother-in-law for 6 months and water? I definitely have to get solar energy. I have to put solar panels. I've got to hedge, and I'm not a doomsday guy. Do I have 20,000 rounds of ammunition? Fuck yeah, I do. Do I have several rifles and several handguns? And do I have MREs? And absolutely, but not. I don't have a year's worth. I don't have a year's worth of my blood pressure medicine.
Right.
I mean, when that's what I'm talking about. Like when you start to look at global fucking shutdowns of absolute systems, of shipping systems and production, and you talk about, am I going to be able to get my Xanax? Because if I can't get my Xanax, I've been on it for 29 years. I'm going to fucking have a seizure.
I think, though, Kev, I do have to say, I was listening to Obama today being interviewed for Today's Show, one of the morning shows. And they said to him, remember his speech, Hope, the audacity of, his book was called The Audacity of Hope. And he talked about hope. That was one of his big platforms. And they said, do you still have hope when you look at what's happening now? And he said, yeah. He said, yeah, I do. He said, because ultimately it's human beings making these decisions. So to your point, when you mentioned the medications and just the difficulties that, the calamity that would be if enough of this that we're fearing comes true, there's enough people, Kevin, that need these things that I think would pivot.
I disagree. I disagree. I think Obama speaks from a fucking place where he knows that he's underneath the Denver airport when this shit goes down.
But remember you said, like, when the billionaires get affected, they'll talk about the economy.
When the billionaires get affected, so they're affected, and now they're in the game. But when you're in checkmate, and now you fucking say, move out of the way, let me take your side of the board. Where's your move?
Well, I don't think we're there yet, where you couldn't pivot away from the conflicts that we're talking about.
So what we have to do right now is we have to. And do you think, as a country and as an administration, that we're already letting Russia give oil, petroleum, whatever you want to call it, to India and to China? That's happening. Those sanctions were dropped. So Russia is already making probably $300, $400 million a day on this transaction, which we have to do to keep China from getting completely involved. And then we have to sit down with Iran once they decide who's in charge, what they want as a country, and then we're gonna have to give up. Like we're gonna have to give them back some of the sanctioned cash. We're gonna have to fucking let them fucking have some trade. Like, we're gonna have to give them a lot of fucking shit in order to get that 800 pounds of enriched uranium away from them.
But that's our leverage, that we still control those card stuff.
Yeah, but they have been under sanctions for so long, and they're not a free society. So fucking, when it comes down to knuckling down, they don't care about the fucking common man. So that chess, that's what I'm talking about. That chess game, fucking, the guy right now that's busting his ass and doing 70 hours a week, and he's got a nice crib. He's making $100,000, you know, but he's struggling, man. The farmer that fucking is wondering if this is the third generation farm is going to fucking go under. Like all these, and if we do, like, we don't survive without food and water. As a civilization, and as Homo sapiens, as a mammal, do not survive after 72 hours without water. So when you look at it in that way, and you have hope, you have to have hope. If not, you'd fucking take the easy way out and stick a gun in your mouth. So, and I said it to you today, and I was always like, my son was such an old soul, and he was the one that fucking smartened me up to 9/11 and the moon and all my conspiracy theories. He was the one that fucking pointed and gave me the physics and gave me why this doesn't make sense and made me deep dive and go past my stupid programming and processing and socialization where I didn't question. I just fucking accepted. And I don't accept anymore. Like, if you ask me a question, if I haven't at least spent fucking 10 hours going into it and looking at it, no, I'm not going to give you an answer. I'll just say I'm not informed. And I don't have to give you an answer because I'm not informed to give you an answer. But to whether or not fucking there was too many commercials in WrestleMania, I don't want to talk about it. I don't give a fuck. Because we just looked at their spreadsheet. TKO's fucking, they're making bank. They're doing good business at the cost of whatever that they're doing. And that's just, why would they be any different than the rest of society? When the president is made probably, the president and his family have probably made $2.5 billion this year. So, I don't know. Was Roman Reigns a great champion?
Does it matter?
Right. Was CM Punk and fucking Reigns one of the better fucking WrestleMania matches that we've seen? Like, yeah. Will that let me sleep at night? No.
I suppose if I asked you for the Mount Nashmore of wrestling ring high flyers, that's not going to help you sleep either.
No.
Agreed. All right, I just want to remind everyone the future of erectile function is here, thanks to our friends at BLUECHEW and their innovation, BLUECHEW Gold, changing the way millions of men are having sex in 2026. The new arousal-boosting formula combines passion and performance into one tablet, dissolves under your tongue, super fast onset, no more waiting for anything to kick in. All right? No more moments ruined by any performance anxiety. We're going to get your head in order. We're going to get your body in order, and you're going to rock and roll. Most ED meds, by the way, only focus on the blood flow, but BLUECHEW Gold goes further, combines 2 ingredients for blood flow with 2 for mental arousal and connection. So you're not just physically ready, you're actually in the mood. This is why BLUECHEW is at the forefront of innovation, and they're the #1 brand for erectile function. As you probably know already, they've been rock and rolling with us for 199 episodes. The process is simple. Get started by going to BLUECHEW.com and go for the gold. Discover your options at BLUECHEW.com. And we've got our special deal for listeners right now. When you buy 2 months of BLUECHEW Gold, you get the 3rd free with the promo code NASH. That's promo code NASH. Visit BLUECHEW.com For more details and important safety information, we thank you, BLUECHEW, for sponsoring the podcast and getting us up.
I really need to I need to try that. I got to get that gold. I got to order some.
A little bit of the
this
gold.
week. Yeah, I just with age and everything, man. I think that like my mojo's a little bit.
Well, the mental aspect of it.
I never had like a physiology problem, but I think right now I'm at the age where, you know, my libido and my desire is just knocked down because of, you know, we just
well,
I was gonna say. Yeah, just go on my rant and think if I'm thinking about fucking getting my dick hard.
We can change the copy. Forget the straight. Take a BLUECHEW gold. It'll be wiped from your mind.
Right. And it's one of those things where I don't care if anybody, I mean, you know, people can fucking do fucking analytics and do whatever they want to and say, well, you know, this, like, you were here and now we can monetize this and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, if Kevin picks up his pace, he has charisma, but, you know, he does take time. Like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Because when I deep dive into this situation, this was given to me by my son. I would have never have done this had T not brought this to me. And I didn't know why. I didn't know why he gave this to me. And it was for me to fucking have a voice. I don't have to fucking type. I don't have to get on X and do my bullshit. I get to fucking come out and regurgitate what's ever on my mind at this fucking moment right now. And if you don't like it, turn the motherfucker off. If you fucking like it or you agree with me, then tomorrow, when you hear somebody fucking talk an opposite fucking viewpoint than you have, instead of jumping down their throat, let's try to bond that one fucking person. Let's try to see their point. See if you can come to a happy medium. Because if you can't come to a happy medium with that person, how are we going to expect nations to do that? How are we going to expect this fucking world to fucking... It's not going to be here. So, do I have hope? I don't know. Because I'm just starting this experiment. But I've got to at least fucking spill, like, when you sit in a hotel room every night by yourself and you get so much human stimulation for 4 hours that you're fucking mentally drained, and then you sit in front of television and you go, well, the last thing I'm going to do is watch news because I know that's a bad buzz. And then I have nothing to do. I'm not going to take the time to download my Netflix, my Hulu, because then I'm going to have to Google how to get it back off when I leave. You know, it's like I'm not gonna go up to the bar and ask the girl her name because I have no intention of hooking up with anybody, doing anything. Like, so why would I'm just trying to get home. And I don't care if I don't have Netflix and I don't have streaming. And I mean, it was a fucking yeoman job with my voice just to do the podcast last week. But when I got done with the podcast, I fucking, at least I felt semi-cleansed. You know, I was just like, at least I got to bitch about fucking how I got treated on Friday. And the people that don't understand something as simple as that human dignity, like, number one, man, I'm 60, I'll be 67 years old in July. That's elder abuse. To starve me like that, that's elder abuse, man. What the fuck? I'm not one of the boys anymore. You know? Fuck you, man. Fuck you. You don't treat me like anything. And you know what? Fool me once.
That story got some play. I think I don't know why certain things grow legs, but it was covered.
Because it was fucking the only fucking negative thing that probably came out of that. Besides the people fucking that looked like they were the animals walking to the ark after the fucking event. But, you know, I don't know if from the transparent roof to it never getting dark and not, like, we used to work Youngstown, little spot show. And the Youngstown, where the basketball team played, the gymnasium, Civic Center, whatever, definitely went to the Coliseum because it held about $4,000. But they couldn't turn the lights off. And it was just like, it was one of those places, man, it was just, because of that alone, it was Valparaiso or whatever was another place they couldn't turn the lights off.
So the house lights
would
stay on in addition to the ring lights. So the whole damn place was lit up.
And you would run like an afternoon. You'd have to run it in the afternoon because the last thing you wanted to do was be in some place when it was dark and be under that fucking, that bullshit fake lighting. So at least when you
Valparaiso and where else?
Valparaiso and Youngstown State.
Youngstown, Ohio. Okay.
Youngstown, Ohio. Any of the boys out there that hear this clip or see this clip just will remember those fucking two miserable experiences that were repeated, rinse and repeat. So I just assumed before I have to put up with a bunch of horse shit over, because I'm not in any form or way a fucking racist, and I keep saying Isreal when I should be saying the IDF. My problem is not with the Jewish
country.
people or the Israelis. My problem is with the IDF.
But when you talk about war, you always say the country. I don't think that's ever be misconstrued.
That's kind of the issue when it comes to when they say anti-Semitism is
because you're throwing the entire Jewish population into the acts of fucking a small percentile of the people that are involved. So,
and as citizens of a country that also doesn't do shit their citizenry really agrees with.
Right. And on top of that, a country that's so small that you have to do, I think, 2 years of military.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So whether or not you're down with the IDF, I mean, if you're a civilian and you're like those people that are getting called, that 400,000 people that get called in, like some of those people live in the United States. And they're getting called back to fucking do their fucking duty in the IDF.
Right.
And people don't fucking know that shit. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you can't fucking, and I did it and I shouldn't have, but I'm always my worst enemy. Every time I fucking, 2 hours after the show's over, I'll wish we were starting right now and just talked about WrestleMania.
Yeah, but you just said it before. You said this gives you a voice.
Yeah, but it gives me but when I'm angry, it's not as concise as I would want it to be, and I'm coming off like, I mean, I'm not even recovered from jet lag yet. Like, I'm not even me yet. I barely pushed through 2 workouts this week. I mean, and to the point of, like, looking in the mirror when I got done, like, way to go, Nash. Way to way to grind, big man. Like, you still got it. And it was that kind of, it wasn't like just walk in and put it on autopilot and use that workout to fucking burn some of this off. This was, man, my body was telling me, dude, shut the fuck down. You're 67. You just ran, like when you see that, like you're smart enough when you're in your car and you see that gas fucking pump and the gimmicks against it, and it says empty in 23 miles, you're smart enough to go get gas. No, I'll get gas after I train back. But Kevin, it's 27 miles to the gym. I'll take my chances. That's my problem. So.
Well, specific to what you're talking about, I think you're justified in being angry. We're talking about war. We're talking about the loss of life. We're talking about threats to basic human needs, supply chains for medication.
Oh, yeah.
If anything, you're justified in being pissed off at. I mean, this isn't some business grudge you're airing.
No.
This is civilization.
This is
so,
civilization. And the thing is, you know what? Like right now, personally, Kevin Nash, none of this has affected me. Because I have
today, but the
right.
The
I'm just saying. I have the capability tomorrow to go out and put. If it takes $100,000, I can fucking have it tomorrow on the side of my house. If it's solar, I can fucking make sure that my fucking life doesn't skip a beat until fucking it comes down to now people saying, "Oh shit, he's got lights, he's got air conditioning. Let's break into that fucking place." That's what I mean. Like, when fucking civilization breaks down and you're the oasis, you're
Night of the
dead.
Living Dead. Yeah.
Yeah, you're dead, man. They're going to fucking kill you. They're going to kill my wife. Like, fuck, man. Like, how do we not fucking think past fucking tomorrow's Friday? But that's because that's all everybody's. Most motherfuckers, man, they just want to get to the weekend. And I've been there before. I've been uninformed because I got a fucking 12-hour shift.
Right. And there's a powerlessness that people feel that.
But sometimes, Sean, they don't even know they're powerless. All those people that voted for the billionaires because they thought fucking it was America first and they thought it was going to be Main Street, not Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
And now fucking the worst thing you can do is look in the mirror and tell yourself, you fucking fool, you were dead wrong. You got played. You're a mark. So people can't do that. So how do you fucking, I mean, just on that fucking, on a personal level, when when I look in the mirror, when I came home from WrestleMania, I looked in that mirror all weekend and I saw this guy with a beard and I didn't want to see that guy anymore because seeing that guy made me think about that guy that was in that room that was so fucking miserable that all he wanted to do was get home to the beach. Now I'm home at the beach, so let me cleanse myself of that fucking whole experience the best I can, but I still have to purge myself on this fucking show at the expense of people that their lives are fucking way more miserable than mine. You know? Way more miserable than mine. Yet, I'm still human. Doesn't matter. Like, all the money in the world doesn't fucking, I don't get up and fucking take $100 bill. You know?
No, and there's people in your life that you care about that aren't in
Yes.
your situation that are going to be affected, of course.
Fuck yeah. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I'll tell you what, man, I find myself praying a lot more lately. Maybe that's like I look at T and I realize, like, why did I lose my son? And I think I told you today. Are we on the air? I mean,
we're
live
on. I
with
mean,
the-
but we
the
could be in commercial. We're with the patrons.
I would just as soon let this fucking roll because
That's your
this
call.
this is real fucking. You
Yeah,
know,
of course.
No, Steve, stay up. Stay up.
back.
Yeah, fuck, man. This is fuck it. This is our show. I was talking to Sean today, and I said, I never could understand for years and years and years, like, why the fuck why did you take my kid? And it's like this past weekend, I would feel like his hands on my shoulders, and him saying, I saw this coming, Dad, and you and Mom are going to be okay. But when you pass and you're in an urn, I'm going to be in my mid-40s, and I'm going to be dealing this shit alone with autism. Whether or not you fucking give me a security blanket of cash isn't going to change anything, because I'm not going to have you two. So, adios. See you on the other side.
I remember you said to me in the past, when things started to get weird, and you never know if it's just a survival instinct in you to look at things a certain way to get through the next day, but you would say things like, "T new, man," and
yeah. And now, man, it's just like, it's just the clarity. It's just, and just so many signs. Like I turn my phone on after 4 hours, and I go to YouTube, and there's a playlist on YouTube. I don't listen to fucking music on YouTube, but so I have a YouTube playlist that comes up, and the first song is "Creep" by Tristan Nash and Sarah Elwood. They did it when they were like in 8th grade or 9th grade on Tristan's bed. And here's him singing with this Sarah girl. And I'm just like, whoa, like, okay. I'll turn it sideways. I'll watch it a couple of times. And I'll fucking sit there and I'll weep because my kid's gone. But at the same time, I'm just like, that shit just doesn't fucking happen.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah. And then you get in the fucking. That happens in fucking Vegas. Then you get in the fucking Uber in Orlando, and it's not "Creep," but it's another Radiohead song that you and your son watched in Tampa when we went to the Radiohead concert. And I remember it like it was yesterday. And it's just like, and I'm pulverizing myself with my own thoughts this whole time, because at this point I've probably been awake for 30 fucking hours. And I don't know, man. But by going to the gym, like, I don't, in any form or fashion, I mean, I talked to my longevity doctor yesterday, and he went over my blood panels. And he was like, dude, like, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. He said, I ran your fucking blood work through this new schematic. He said, for healthy people, not the general, for the healthy people at 67 years old, like 29.3% of them will have a cardiac issue in the next 18 to 24 months. I'm at like 4.8%. Like, that's how much my fucking, so less than 5% chance of me, probably in the next 2 years, of having a cardiac issue. And it fucking 6'10" and 67 years old, that puts me about 69. Like, those are the things that you look at and you're just like, and you're happy because, man, you enjoy life. You want, I remember when I turned 65 and somebody told me, if you lived to fucking 75, you've got 520 weekends left. And I went, ooh. Like, ow. Like, how did I get this far into the game?
By waking up every day.
Yeah, there definitely ain't no turning back. And then I sit there and watch Hulk on Netflix. He's 71, man, and this is the last interview this man ever does. I spent a lot of my life with that man, and I went through those periods of in his life, man, where he was drinking a fucking half-gallon of fucking vodka a day, and sitting there when he came back at TNA, and sitting in that conference room, just he and I, and having conversations, and it you know, just, man, life is fucking hard. Life is so fucking hard. It's just, I mean, it's not for the weak, that's for sure. And I know right now that the first to be affected will be the weak. And it's fucked up. Says George Carlin. So.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, he was a comedian, but he was also a great thinker.
I know that, like, right now, like, this whole fucking show is just such a Debbie Downer. But
different than the planet outside your window, different than the soldier who's gonna be. Now there's a draft, you know. So like,
yeah, right.
It's not us that did it.
Yeah.
No.
But if we're a reflection
I think we've made
of
to the
planet,
audience.
yeah.
Yeah. No, my whole thing is, man, like I've said from day one, like I'm gonna fucking be real. You know, I want to be fucking. There's a lot of people.
That's what we do.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that don't like me because of it, and that's for them to deal with. Because the fucking handful of people that I actually fucking know their name when I see their face, you're in my book, so we're cool. The rest of you that I'm called fucking champ sport or whatever the fuck comes up, I really don't give a fuck. You know, I really don't give a fuck whether you like me, don't like me. You know what? If you're fucking if I make a political fucking post on X, and your response is Kane was a better worker, like what? Like, you really think I give a fuck?
No, these are damaged people, Kev. These aren't.
I mean, to me, when somebody even comes with it's not even, they don't even know it's the quad. You know, they don't even get that part right. They just know it's like some part of an appendage that they just throw out there, thinking that they're going to be able to target fucking, you know, some spot in me that's fucking going to get a reaction. I just like.
The planet's full of those people too, Kev. So
you know what? When it comes down to it,
you block out the noise.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, is there anything really fucking beyond the wooden shoe that's really of importance in this fucking world?
It's all Dutch.
Everything's Dutch. The world's Dutch.
The world's fucking Dutch.
The world hasn't been French in so fucking long.
I was waiting for a while to make that reference, but it didn't seem the tone. So I was going to drop it in the end credits.
Right.
No, it was perfect. Because then I got to say, yeah, wait, things have not been. And as I fucking sit here with my outsider bobbing head doll and see fucking. There we are. What do you have to say, Scott? Eat a dick, yo. Want to wrap it up?
I was going to make a suggestion because we're over 2 hours. I'm going to read for insert, Steve, the BLUECHEW, and there are plenty. I mean, we went hours, so there's plenty of places you can slide it in. Nowhere when we touched on anything serious, obviously.
Of course.
But I'll read that at the tail. I'll do the outro now. I'll go from you can go from recorded ads. You can actually even insert the BLUECHEW there and then credits. I'll read the final. All right.
Is this going to be? This should be on the show.
Just the talking through.
Me scrambling to make
Yes.
sense. I love that shit. I'm a Stern fan. I love
dude,
when it all was falling apart. So
To me, man, like, why? Welcome to our world.
yeah,
You know,
welcome to our world.
leave it. Don't edit shit. I don't want to. I don't want to just put in time. You know, I'm not going to go to the bear hug.
I always say the arm bar, but the bear hug's
Bear
pretty
hug's
nice.
No, the
way
bear hug's
worse,
better.
but it's so much worse
Rear chin lock.
because the bear. How is the only way you really get out of the bear lock? It's the slap 17 inches behind their head to fucking get the guy to fucking, yeah, it's fucking so horrible.
Kliq This is a production of Butch and Sundance Media, produced and associated with Podcast Heat. Created by Tristan Nash, Kevin Nash, and Sean Oliver. Producer Steve Kaufman. Graphics by Dominic D'Angelo. Title sequence and audio edit by Wesley Burleson. Theme song by Dale Oliver. Technical research by Tristan Nash. Copyright 2026. Butch and Sundance Media. Kev, barring anything Dutch, do you want to do another one?
Come on, people, now. Let's get together. Try to love one another right now.
Now.
Right now. Right now.
Let us free to fade away into eternity. Circulate, you've come to love me, but now I'm frozen in dead flesh. Oh, Sophie, knew all along it was a trick, but the customer service never answers a thing. Let us free to breathe in air we're supposed to breathe. Through twists and turns, you've come to love me. Now I'm cold, I'm frozen. Baby, we're broken, and the customer service never answers a thing. Yeah, the customer